Let's talk about how I went from this to this in the span of 2 years. This is me in 2023 in Thailand, and this is me in 2025 in Thailand. So these are exactly 2 years apart, both in the month of March and April. Before 2023, I had been training on and off for 2 years, but I barely saw any results. So what did I change in the 2 years? Now, before we go all into that, we need to talk about where I started. And I'm gonna clip this onto my shirt because I'm gonna use a lot of hand movements. Now, like many, I was very insecure about my physique. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it looked in the mirror. I was very insecure to take my shirt off in public, and I'd always wear baggy clothes just to hide my physique. However, I was introduced to the gym at a young age, and that's because I did sports at the time. And I knew how the gym works because a lot of people around me were also going to the gym and they would share their routines. So I had like a basic understanding that in order to gain results, you need to be consistent, lift heavy, and you will see progress. But after 2 years of going to the gym, I barely saw any results. And that's because I didn't even implement a few things, basic things that could drastically change my physique to this day. To be honest, like many, the reason I went to the gym was just to get girls, you know? No girl wants a skinny guy. No girl wants a guy who's skinnier than her, who can't carry her, lift her. It just makes them feel too masculine. It's our job to feel masculine. And if we're too weak, it's very unattractive. You know, we all want that movie star physique. We all want the girls to look at us in awe when we take our shirt off. That's what men dream of. And that was one of the main reasons that motivated me. It's just I wanted to get girls. And that's not a bad reason. It's not a vain reason. We all want to get girls. And it is why many of us start the gym in the first place. So let's break down the timeline of the journey between 2023 and 2025 and the progress I saw between those days. Month 1 to month 6. Now, in terms of form, I had it down. I had experience in the gym before. People were teaching me before, so I had the form basically down. My biggest thing, especially with squatting, was the mobility. So I really tried to work on mobility with my squats. And when I had deeper squats, you know, arse to grass, that's when my legs really started to grow. That's where I saw the most difference in my legs. Now, for reference, I should have said this before, I'm 6'4", I'm 194, and I'm currently weighing at 82 kg. So between month 1 to month 6, the workout routine was dialed in. But there's something that wasn't dialed in, and that was my diet. Fuck me, did I have to eat a lot, right? If you're tall or you're skinny and you have like an ectomorph physique, you need to eat a lot of food. And that becomes another discipline in your life, which is a pain in the arse. And the diet was something I could never nail down. I was getting complacent, and no matter how hard I worked in the gym, the results would not show because I was not getting enough calories in and I was not hitting my protein goals in. So that was my biggest struggle between month 1 to month 6. Now, the month between month 6 to month 12, that's when my diet started to get dialed in. I was being much more disciplined, hitting my protein goals and hitting my calorie goals. And this is when I started to see a drastic change in my physique. I started to see more muscles, more veins coming out. I was getting stronger every 2 to 3 weeks, which was amazing. And that's simply because I was dialing my food and dialing my protein goals. I was hitting my protein goals, and that was the most important thing. Now, a great way that can help you hit your protein goals is just getting whey protein. Now, I always stick to a rule where 2/3 of my protein should be meat, eggs, you know, whole foods, and the other third of the protein should basically be whey protein, because it can be quite hard hitting your protein goals when it is at 180 grams to 200 grams of protein. Now, between month 6 to month 12, I was not missing a day. I was keeping consistent, dialed in. I think at this age, I was 22. Yeah, I was around about 22, so I was really getting locked in on my diet. Then from month 12 to month 24, so the year 2 mark. Now at this point I went through a bulk and a cut. I was going through my second bulk onto my second cut, and I just noticed a whole change in my physique by the year 2. Now in the video you see me in Thailand, I'm sitting at 84, 85 kg lean. And now I'm sitting at 81, 82 because the last 4 weeks I was off diet, off training, just partying basically. So I lost a lot of my momentum. But when I was dialed in, my diet's dialed in, my training's dialed in Thailand, I was sitting at 84, 85 kg lean. I was feeling good, I felt healthy, and I felt athletic. And this is when I was so confident taking my shirt off, literally. I just came back from Thailand about 2 weeks ago. And during my time in Thailand, I was just constantly shirtless. I was constantly just not wearing a shirt, showing my abs, showing my physique, and I was so proud of it and confident about it. And this is the point where most of us want to achieve, where we can just be shirtless 24/7 and be proud of it. You know, some of our goals is to be huge, but for me, it wasn't to be huge. It was just to have a lean, athletic physique. And this is achievable within 2 years. And I reached that point and I was confident. I was getting girls. I was confident approaching girls shirtless. It was just amazing. At the age of 24, finally have a physique which I'm adequate about. I've got a long way to go, but I was proud of my physique and I was confident about what I had. So this is the timeline of the journey. Now, let's go into training and diet. Now, I really want to emphasize about the training bit. Now, for the first year, I was hitting a legs push pull. So I was training 6 days a week. Now, I want to emphasize this very, very carefully. The 6 days a week legs push pull absolutely destroyed my body to the point where I couldn't train the next day. I would train the next day even when I was sore, and I could not push the same weight as I usually do. Simply put it, the 6-day split, I could not recover in time. Even on a bulk, even when my diet's dialed in, I just couldn't recover in time. My body was not responding to the 6-day split of legs push pull. So what did I do? I switched to a 5-day split, legs push pull, lower, upper. And let me tell you something, those 2-day recovery times did absolute wonders for my body. My body responded perfectly as my lift started to increase again. I was recovering on time. I had so much energy the next day for my gym sessions. And for me, the 6-day split was just too much. So this is my advice to you. Listen to your body. So some of you, the 6-day split will be perfect. You know, you can recover in time. You have the genetics for it. Your diet is dialed in and you're sleeping 8 hours. But for me, when I was doing those things, my body was just giving up on me. Everybody's different. Everyone's anatomy is different. The way your body responds to different things is different. It's all individual to you. So the best advice I can give you is just listen to your body and change according to how your body responds. The truth is the 6-day split is not right or wrong. And the truth is the 5-day split is not right or wrong. The truth is the 4-day split is not right or wrong. It's just how your body responds to it. And everyone's different. So listen to your body and adjust accordingly. Now, I did go through phases where I would do 6 months of really, really heavy lifting, really pushing it, you know, between the 6 to 8 reps mark. And then sometimes I'll go through a 3-month phase where I'm only pushing it between 8 to 12 months mark, rep range. So that means I was just going for volume. And you know, I'll switch it up every 6 months to 4 to 6 months. I'll keep switching it up, which is nice. And it gives a different stimulus to your body. And so your muscles will keep growing over time. So kind of change it up a little bit of the rep ranges and you'll be sure to see a bit more progress. Now, in terms of diet, I was getting takeaway much more often in the first year. So when I was on my bulk, I did seem a little bit chubby, which I didn't like. And so through my second bulk, I decided to cut down on takeaway, to stick it to once a week and still eat clean. Now, a great way to help with not overeating and not going too far in your bulk is doing a little bit of cardio. I think cardio is still healthy on a bulk, right? Doing a little bit of cardio on the bulk helps to just maintain the fat progress. You don't put too much fat on and you still ensure you're putting lean mass on. Now, especially if you're doing sports as well, like I did when I was on my bulk, it helped me not to put too much fat on. But during the first year, I was eating way too much takeaway and then I was hitting 92 kg of just fat. So it took me longer to take it off during my cut. Now, let's talk about some mental and emotional changes. Now, this is very important, all right? I want you guys to listen very carefully. It is true what they say. It is true that if you lead your life through fitness and you get that dialed in, that discipline will transfer to every other areas in your life. Now, let's talk about this. Discipline is a muscle, and a discipline is a muscle that you can train. And the easiest way to train that discipline muscle is through fitness. When you get your fitness dialed in, when you start to learn that hard work is required before you see any drastic results, and it will take time to see drastic results even through hard work, then you learn to understand that, and in most things in life, before you see any great drastic results, you need to put in hard work time and time again before you see anything amazing. If you take the fitness discipline and you transfer it to a business sense, in terms of business, it's hard to see any changes in your income, getting clients month after month after month. But if you keep pushing, like year after year, your client base will grow, your business will grow. And that's what discipline means. Discipline is when you put in the hard work without seeing results and you train that muscle through fitness. It's the easiest way to train that muscle is through fitness. Get your body right and your mindset will follow. And then you will be strong enough to pursue other ventures in your life outside of fitness. Now, another drastic change that I saw is that people will show you much more respect. I am 6'4", so I'm naturally a taller and bigger guy. And my weight usually stays around 84, 85 kg. So this means that people, you know, they tend to respect me more. They don't give me too much shit. They don't give me too much disrespect, which I like. And that's what fitness does for you. You build a frame, you show that the world that, you know, you have discipline, you know, you're pretty big, you can fuck someone up. I'm not saying that if you're a big guy, you can fuck someone up, you know, you need a bit of martial art experience. But it's signaling to the other person that you're harder to take down. And so people will respect you more. They can see that you put in hard work to achieve your physique. And achieving a good physique is not easy, it's hard. And also a side note to this is that your self-image will also go up because you know you can stick to something that is hard and that takes time to see results. and he still stuck it through after year and year. And so your self-image goes up, which means you become more confident and you know you can do hard things. You've proven it to yourself, and now you can do other hard things in your life. Now, I do Muay Thai on the side alongside the gym, and so that is my form of cardio. But the gym is the bare necessity that everyone should be doing. It's the bare minimum. I'll be honest with you, going to the gym is really not that hard. You know, just going to the gym, lifting weights, it's not that hard. You go to see martial arts, you go see wrestling sports, you go just sports in general. They're fucking insane. They're hard, mentally tough. The gym is the easiest thing you can do. And for most people, the gym should be the bare minimum. If you want to get self-respect and respect from other people, the gym is the bare minimum. Alright, here are some mistakes and something that I would do differently. And this is my advice to you, so you can skip over those mistakes and just go straight to having a great physique. Because I wasted a lot of time. So here is what I wish I knew when I started that could speed up my results. The first thing I would do is really master your diet. If you're going to the gym, straight off the bat, fix your calorie intake and fix your protein intake. Make sure you hit those goals consistently every day. Now, best thing you can do is get a MyFitnessPal, a fitness tracking app, and just scan the barcodes of the foods that you eat, or you can weigh the food. Now, don't be too strict with this. Give yourself more leniency. You know, you're not a pro bodybuilder, you're not stepping on stage at this point, but bear in mind you should be roughly knowing how much calorie you're taking in and how much protein you're hitting per day. Doing those things will ensure that your strength and your progress is going up and up per month. The second thing I would do is really listen to how your body responds when you go to the gym. When you pick a gym routine or a gym program, stick to it for at least 3 months and listen to your body and listen to how it responds to that routine. So for me, I was doing the push-pull legs for so fucking long, and I was just thinking to myself, this is normal. I just need to push through it, push through that pain, push through not seeing any progress. No. Listen to your body. If you're not seeing any progress through that gym routine, switch it up, switch to a 5-day split, switch to a different routine. Find out what works for your body and stick to it for another 3 months, and then keep changing it over and over again and see what works. When you find that winning formula, just stick to it for 6 months to a year. As simple as that. Otherwise, you just waste a lot of time in the gym. You waste so much progress, and it can be demotivating if you waste all that progress. You know, you could be much further than you are right now. All right, so here's my final message to everyone here, and a little bit of motivational advice to you. I'm 24 years old. I started the gym at 19, and from 19 to 21, I wasted a bunch of fucking time. And then from 21 to 22 to 24 years old, that's when I started to see progress and I dialed in my shit. Realistically, the gym isn't too hard, okay? It really isn't that hard. If you stick to a program, stick to a diet, you're gonna see results regardless. And another thing I should really drill in you is that if you get this gym dialed in, it will benefit you in so many areas in your life. Mentally, physically, in business, in women, in dating, in terms of respect from other men, it will just do you so much wonders. This is why I say the gym should be the bare minimum for everyone. And if you're able to stick to the gym for long term and you learn that skill of discipline, you can transfer it to other areas of your life as well. And I just want to say that I really am your average person. I have the most average physique, I have the most average genetics, and yet I'm still seeing progress. I have my dream physique to an extent. I've got such a long way to go. I have years and years and years away to go. But right now, I'm happy with the progress I made. And if I can do it, you can do it. If I can get girls with that mid physique, you can get girls with your physique in 2 years, right? Anyone can do this, and I promise you, if you stick it to the end, it will be worth it, and I promise you guys. And if you need help, just let me know in the comments down below. You know, if you need any advice, I can give you my 2 years of experience. You know, I don't have years and years of experience, but I've got 2 years of experience that could possibly help you if you're just starting out. So thank you for listening, and I wish you the best in your journey. And I really hope my story and my advice would help you guys to achieve your dream physique. All right, I'll see you later. Peace.